And welcome to Week 8 of the SpyParty Competitive League Season 6. I'm SpedMonkey. Casting with me today is Screwloose.
Hello, hello.
And we have Wodar hosting for us today. Today's matches, we have two of them for you. First up, we have Pipesuper24 versus Xeynoxys in Obsidian. And that will be followed up by Atia versus Abutra in Oak. So I guess let's just jump into the picks and bans for Pipesuper and Xeynoxys. Let's see, we're going to be starting off here. Well, first of all, I guess, do you have any thoughts on these players? Do you know anything about how Obsidian and Oak are going?
To be honest, I don't follow it too closely. I was considering casting Xeynoxys versus Pipesuper myself because I think Xeynoxys is high up. Let me actually pull up the player standings. Xeynoxys, yeah, is currently high up, or prior to this, high up in the standings. But I had felt that I'd heard really good things about Pipesuper. Maybe I'd just seen their name a lot, but something in my mind told them that that told me that it could be a good player and that this might be a very close match. So that's about the extent that I know of this one.
Well, I might be able to shed some insight in that. In fact, Pipesuper was cast on the Saturday stream last week against Corvus Mallory, and ended up tying her with actually pretty impressive looking play. So I think this is a good follow-up to see if that upward trend continues here. But let's talk about the picks and bans real quick. Pipesuper bans Redwoods, Xeynoxys bans Pub, Pipesuper restricts Gallery, Xeynoxys restricts Courtyard, then Pipesuper doubles Library, Xeynoxys doubles Modern, Pipesuper picks Courtyard, the Xeynoxys is restrict, and Xeynoxys picks Ballroom. So those are our venues. And you have any objections to just getting right into this?
No, I think we're good to go, and I respect both players for picking 4-7, 4-8, and 5-8. So I think it'll be a good match just because of that.
Yep, definitely agree. Those are my kind of venues. All right, so we have looks like we have Pipesuper starting as Twin here on Library, and let's get it started in 3, 2, 1, playing it. So for some context, Pipesuper's first map last week, I believe, was against Corvus as well. At least it was doubled at any rate. Mm-hmm. And I was really impressed in casting by their sense of pacing. They were really aggressive. They got a lot of stuff done, and they were kind of just daring Corvus to catch them doing missions and shoot. So I would expect to see more of that. And if that's the case, it should be a good, entertaining spy side here.
And
you're
it was also venue versus Corvus?
Yep,
or I mean, also library?
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
So we're starting off with just a basic fleur here. We put the book back early that I guess the AI dumped us in.
Yeah, I was going to say library is a funky one because it is a 5 of 8 and it is rather large. You have to do a lot, but you have to put some idle time in between each of your actions. Otherwise, you're kind of just going to stand out for being too idle. So it's a very difficult balance of getting mission progress, but not being too suspicious. And it requires a bit of experience to know how to pace that out properly.
That's true, but one of the reasons I really like Gallery is that it gives you a lot of opportunities to make plays based on the sniper's laser. We step in the center statues here and pick up the highlight. And I know a lot of players, especially OP, are very against early inspects, but on Library, where statues are most likely going to be involved if you're planning to finish in some way, shape, or form, it's probably not the worst idea.
Yeah, I typically tend to agree with Opie and not like going for the early inspect. However, you have to do it sometimes to mix it up so you're not too predictable. I think what Pipesuper needs to do here is realize that because they have the early statue visit, their contact should be their 4th or even possibly 5th mission. Let suspicion accrue on a ton of other AI. That way you kind of don't stand out while you do your other hard tells. So early inspect, okay, I think as long as it's paired with a very late BB.
I think that makes a lot of sense, yeah. We're standing here in this conversation with the Ambassador. It's almost like we're just waiting for the Ambassador to leave to set up a double walking bug, which is not a bad idea at all. But the laser is swinging back and forth really just between Ambassador and guest list.
Yeah, I mean, Pipesuper, I'm trying to kind of read their camera movement and see if they're trying to maybe just go for a walking bug right over to the ambo when the laser leaves. That opportunity is probably going to go away as the Ambassador space gets invaded. We go for a reversed drive-by bug as the ambo walks past, and it doesn't look like it was spotted. It also doesn't stick, unfortunately.
No, the ambassador just pathed slightly away from us instead of walking right behind our back, so unfortunately the timing just didn't work out. We pick up the briefcase though and put it down immediately as the ambassador takes the book out. I think that might have been a little bit late, but not too bad, and the put down was behind a pillar as well. We get the bug there as well. That time it takes, and I think that was off camera. So
Yeah,
this is
just
actually,
barely.
yeah, stellar mission progress here already. We're down to a minute 50, but we have a hardtail done, we have inspects done, we have seduce done. We just need the banana bread and find one more mission, like one more fingerprint, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, we're going to get credited with bug here. And at this moment, we go for the white BB. The double agent leaves, and unfortunately, the sniper is looking right over here because the ambassador is standing next to us. I think Pipe Super would have been better off holding banana bread for when the ambassador wasn't on the screen, because now we're seen talking with a white, and we don't. We actually go for a green purloin. We go for a checker purloin there. I would say a bit unnecessary. All we need is real contact and a fingerprint, and we elect to get a purloin.
Yeah, but look at this. The Taker is our other twin, who is also a highlight.
Mm-hmm.
And the other twin is going to take a shot for it.
Yeah, that's very fortunate for Pipe Super, because I felt that that purloin could have been really bad if the sniper was a bit more on top of it. And I mean, the purloin shot, I suppose, makes sense just given the game time. You know, a purloin this late into the game, you're a bit worried that that's the end. But I'm not sure that Plane Twin actually had enough missions to be done. Oh no, they did go to mid statue right before that. So fairly sensible shot, considering they were near Amba. They were in the same conversation as us during the time of contact. They got the Perlin at the end, so they had pretty similar mission progress to us.
Yeah, but keep in mind the contact didn't go off.
Right.
Because walked away, so that we shouldn't have gotten credit for that, and neither should the other twin. But either way, yeah, Xeynoxys getting missions done and inducing the Civ shot there, going up 1-0. And I guess we'll move on to our next game here.
Other way around. Pipe Super getting missions done and going up 1-0.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, so now we have Xeynoxys on Spy side as Disney in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Looks like Xeynoxys is... Well, I thought we were just going to heat seek down our seduction target, and we bounced around a bit and land next to them, far enough away for our green test is only 37%. That's still a good first flirt here at the beginning of Library.
Yeah, and a weird little stop as we were kind of bouncing around, likely to go unnoticed, just considering how much chaos was happening. We do have an opportunity to chase our seduction target at blue books. We take it. We're going to do book first and then flirt. Hopefully that flirt pairing doesn't stand out. We do pick up a highlight, probably for the flirt pairing, and the book leave was fast. I don't think it was like illegally too fast, but you know, they weren't there for that long.
Also notice we did time ad there at the window.
Ah, okay.
And I'm wondering if that's what that highlight is for.
Yeah,
because
probably.
If we're on top of that as Pipe Super, then Xeynoxys could be in real trouble here already.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different situation when the spy knows that they're a highlight and a suspect, because they can do certain things to maybe frame the other suspects, or, you know, do some active idling to lose that highlight. But at this point, I don't think Xeynoxys has reason to believe that they're a high-level suspect, or at least as high as they actually are. They haven't been to statues, there's no purloin, there's no swap, etc. So we might just see a shot when Xeynoxys goes to put this book away if it's not into blue.
Yeah, we do a fake BB and try and split to blow off some suspicion, but we go to yellow bookshelf here, and we're the dump it, and we just get shot for it right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, being highlight right as we got into blue bookshelf, clearly we were noticed there, and that just stuck in Pipe Super's mind.
Mm-hmm.
I am curious, though, if that highlight was for the animation break or something, or just for the time ad and being on top of that, or what that was for.
Probably time ad, like you said, because if it was a flirt pairing, you know, there's that. It seemed like there was too much suspicion for that to just be a flirt pairing. I mean, maybe I don't know that sniper's gameplay extremely well, but I would be very surprised if that was purely on a flirt pair shot and like watch after that. So probably catching the time ad. Was it a white time ad?
Yeah, it was actually an action test ignore.
Oh wow, okay.
But Pipe Super now up 2-0 in a match that they were certainly an underdog coming into. So going back onto their spy side, they are Salmon in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, I mean, this is a situation where you have someone towards the bottom of the division playing someone towards the top of the division, and so far doing well.
Yeah, and I think there's certainly something psychological to being an underdog and not being expected to win. I mean, I certainly feel more pressure when I feel like I'm a heavy favorite, and it could very well be that that's affecting Xeynoxys here as well.
I definitely feel a bit of that in Platinum. I find it easier when I've already lost a bunch and I feel like I'm expected to lose versus, you know, it could go 50-50 or something like that. So it is a bit easier.
Yeah, ooh, weird ass path into this window. But looks like we're okay. We just checked the watch, and I think we're fine. We're fine. This is fine.
Yeah, I wonder why we decided to kind of bail on the direction that we were going. Maybe it had something to do with the ST's movement.
Yeah, it could be. In any case, worth noting as well that Small Man is a seduction target, wanting to keep him in play here as a suspect on Library, and he already does have a highlight as well.
Yeah, we took a janky path to land near our ST. We almost missed Pat in the process of doing it. And again, we're going to have a fairly early mid-statue visit before any other mission progress.
Yeah, as I recall as well, last week when we cast Pipesuper, we noted that they're not super big on etiquette in general, and we could be seeing a little bit of that here as well with the pathing and some of the maybe less than perfect animations or pad timings. So that could be coming to play here as well. And I'd be curious if Xenoxys catches some of that because I know that they study with Lazy Bear, Cone Noob, and Laris a bunch. So that's certainly something that playing with those players will attune you to.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I was first joining like SCL and getting into competitive SpyParty, that was stuff that just wasn't in my realm of awareness. So it's certainly possible that it's also something that Pipesuper just hasn't learned, which is why I think sometimes it's nice, from a newcomer's perspective when you're being cast to also hear those things like, oh, this was not good for this reason, because it gives you an opportunity to learn and kind of grow with it.
Yeah, that's certainly true. And also the obligatory reminder that for any criticism that we give towards a player, none of it is meant, to be mean. It's certainly supposed to be constructive, and we hope
Yeah.
that it's taken as such.
Yeah, definitely like go back and watch some of my like SCL4 gameplay and I had no idea what I was doing.
Oh, I still largely have no idea what I'm doing. Um,
Not true.
We're down to 2 minutes here, by the way. We have Inspects done, Seduce almost done, but that's about it. We gotta start making some more mission progress here. And to that end, we're going into the bookshelf here. I assume we're just gonna take this book and walk away with it.
Yeah, Pipesuper again showing that they're not afraid to be active and get stuff done. So it's really going to be on Xenoxys to pick up this activity and take a shot on someone that's just, I mean, they're just team do stuff right now. So
Yeah, we
innocent
put the
book
book
visit
back,
though.
though. Yeah, interesting. Maybe we felt that laser hovering over us a little bit, and I'm not sure if we're a big suspect right here, right now, or if the lasers happen to be on us. But in any case, we're just going to prioritize finishing this flirt instead. We do that, we stop talk, and maybe this is time for a checker purloin, just based on the time remaining. Yeah, here it comes.
Yeah, laser's right on it. Very obvious white fade. And lining up the shot, Xenoxys takes it.
Yep, fair enough. I mean, that's an understandable play. The time pressure is certainly on Pipesuper's mind at that point, and for his part, Xenoxys just all over it.
Yeah, I feel that Xenoxys, if they really kind of key into Pipesuper's spy gameplay thus far, it's very active. I mean, you can almost sit back and just look for the person that's moving around a bunch and going mission site to mission site and entering conversations and talking quickly. That's something that you can really catch a lot of like new to mid-level players on, is look for characters that are joining conversations and talking within the first like 7 seconds.
Yes, and then often leaving quickly as well,
Right.
which certainly Pipesuper has shown no fear of just zipping around and getting talks, flirts, whatever, done quickly. Okay, so let's move into our last library game here. We have Xenoxys as Ponytail in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Ponytail, huh?
We're trying to keep things more
Oh, I
friendly.
know the reasoning. But when you're playing the game, do you really think to yourself, like if you have a list of suspects, like Seek Small General, and then you say Ponytail have inspects? That's such a long like word to remember.
Oh no, of course not. I mean, I use lots of character names, when I'm just doing my
Oh,
memory chant.
memorization. Yeah.
That I wouldn't say while casting. But in any case,
Huh.
we're gonna go in here and pick up our first flirt. Green test for 51%.
Yeah, that's a great way to start, obviously. I think because you got that 51%, I think that Xeynoxys should just leave and go work on another mission and work on Flirt a bit later. There's no reason to idle yet. Yeah, and we're gonna leave. Good. There's no reason to idle since you haven't accrued any suspicion, and you have to get 5 missions done on library. So Spy Party in general is like a huge time management game. It's like where can you shave off a few seconds, um, all of the time, and the sniper is like trying to create barriers to not let that happen. We get our second Flirt up to 98%. Cancel the talk. Our ST leaves. If they stay there long enough, we could maybe head over and finish the Flirt. But honestly, with 2%, you can finish that from anywhere. Maybe just leave it for later in the game.
And one thing about library too, talking about shaving off seconds, is that you can kind of be rude with your flirting etiquette and your conversation circle etiquette in general, because the sniper is often going to be swinging all over the venue, especially early on. So you can very easily just walk in, pick up a flirt, and walk away immediately, and not really pick up any suspicion for it if the sniper isn't really paying direct attention to you or your conversation circle.
Yeah, and because of laser lag, just anyone that's thinking about playing library, just be careful because it is a little bit delayed from where they're actually looking. But there are some tricks that you can use to predict where they are going to look. When the ambassador is in a newly dangerous territory. And also, when somebody is looking at an area, the second they start to leave, they're not going to come back and check that area for, probably a couple seconds. So that's your kind of opportunity window is wait for them to come and check you. And then right when they leave your checked area, that's when you can do something.
Of course, on the other hand, snipers can certainly do that as well to bait out
I mean,
actions.
I definitely do that to bait people, but just on like a Yomi level 1, wait for them to look away.
Oh, sure, of course. Worth noting as well that we picked up the highlight for doing 2 inspects here. And with kicking down to 2 minutes, we have almost a full flirt done. We have our inspects, but nothing else. And we've talked about this already a bunch here on Library, but this is definitely a venue where you have to make steady mission progress. And Xenoxys is not moving, but we have to start doing stuff and at least checking off some more boxes here.
Yeah, it looked like we were chasing the ambassador there with the path that we were taking. We're going to set up for a position for a possible reverse drive-by, finish up our flirt. There's a fingerprint available on the drink. We need to start getting some mission progress, and if we don't plan on getting said mission progress, we need to time add now before it's too late. We're starting fingerprints and picking up our first.
Yeah, which is fine, but again, like a minute 30 to get a bunch of stuff done. Like we have banana bread still in our pocket if we can find a good spot to do it. The laser hovers over on the left conversation circle, by the way, on a couple of highlights over there. So that could be an indication of where Pipesuper is focusing, but the laser is swinging back. So perhaps that indication is not as much for suspicion as something else.
Yeah, we're going to get our second fingerprint from the briefcase here and get that wrapped up. So, I mean, we're not in a bad position per se. We're going to get contact, we're going to get inspect, and that's 4 missions. Our 5th mission is going to have to be probably swap or purloin, just given the time constraints.
Yeah, I mean, based on the timing, unless we bug right here, like inspect swap finish is probably what we're looking at.
Yeah, we've got to get contact even before that. We're going to go for the walking bug? No? Probably could have taken that bug.
Yeah, that would have looked really good, I think, actually, especially as the laser swung away as we were next to the ambassador. But we don't take it, so we don't get that mission done. And the seduction or the double agent is not cooperating either. Double agent is staring at that bus there. We do a cough as we walk away in the middle of the banana bread. And I don't think we were seen with it, but we didn't bug either there again.
Yeah, I think the cough prevented the spy from grabbing the bug there, but that was the intent. Is Xeynoxys was going for the double walking bug as the ambassador passed by from behind the pillar, but we're caught for the green time ad and probably noticed on the cough or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that
too
was
bad.
unfortunate because that would have been a good bug. I like doing that bug, the kind of double walking on library. You're sitting behind pillar and the ambo approaches. So it was a good effort, and I like the attempt on that tech there. But unfortunately, I have I wonder why they did the double agent contact there. Maybe a misclick? Not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, maybe the thought was to do a BB
Split.
split and
Yeah.
bug, but the white test happened, and sometimes you cough and you die.
Yeah, probably that.
All right. Well, so it's 3-1 actually after library, which was Pipesuper's pick, to be clear. But that's still a little bit surprising based on the respective standings.
Mm-hmm.
So let's move on to Modern now, which was Xenoxys' pick as they try and bring this back some. We have Pipesuper on Spy as Duke in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see some modern gameplay. It's changed this season, which I can probably stop saying whenever I'm on cast because we're like 8 weeks in, so everybody knows that. But it used to be a 5 of 8. It's now a 4 of 8. I think it plays a lot better, and I'm excited to see more of it.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, I kind of liken it now to it feels similar to Aquarium to me, with one obvious exception. But as far as like the pacing and kind of the meta play, it feels similar to that.
Is that exception the red books?
I was thinking actually the gigantic bar at the top, but yeah, that too. We're
So
gonna go pick up Inspecs, yeah.
yeah,
Which
I'm not a fan. I don't like
yeah,
this early
no,
inspect.
yeah, it feels like if Xeynoxys is on top of Pipesuper's sort of general rhythm, they should be on
Mhm.
top of the fact that Pipesuper really likes getting that early inspects done.
Yeah, Pipesuper becoming fairly telegraphed in their spy gameplay. I don't think early inspects is always bad. It's a good mix-up. Do it, 2 out of 10 or 3 out of 10 games, but doing it every spy game, Xenoxys could very well pick up on like you're saying, on this kind of overall spy strategy.
However, worth noting that we did not pick up a highlight for that, so I'm not sure if we were missed or if Xenoxys highlighting for bar here. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, I think it is bar.
Okay, so that's something to consider as well. One of the reasons to avoid doing the early inspects is because you pick up a highlight and because the sniper's eye is just more naturally drawn to highlights. But in a situation like this, where the sniper is not taking statue highlights, it's definitely more of a viable choice, I think.
Yeah, I do have a feeling though that Pipe Super's decision to pick up early inspect is not because they researched Xenoxys' modern sniper gameplay strategy, and it's just because what they normally do. We did go for a walking bug on the way over to this other statue set, and we're finishing out our inspects. Walking bug didn't stick. It was visible on screen, but I guess somewhat hard to notice. Obviously, it wasn't seen by Xenoxys fully.
No, definitely not. I mean, clearly, if it were clearly seen, then we would be shot by now.
Yeah.
But we finish inspects, and without the benefit of highlights, it's hard to tell how on top of this Xenoxys is. But we have really good mission progress because of the early inspects. We're down to 1:45. We have flirt and inspects done. Banana bread's still in our pocket, so really it's just a question of one more hardtail. But what can we do? Like, if we go, are we dead for a purloin? If we try and do some sort of cheeky like microfilm cheese, are we dead for that?
I want to see a contact and delegate to the DA.
Interesting. Okay. And I think that's a great play, actually, in general. That's underused because really, when cast members go to the bar, the snipers just naturally don't pay attention. Whoa, safety off on Seek here. No shot coming off, but Xenoxys really dislikes Seek for some reason.
Yeah, possibly worried about a purloin. They are a bar highlight, but the list is still there. Seek was talking during that banana bread, and there was an SDA in convo, so I think they're a large suspect for that reason. Pipe Super in a good position just due to the fact that Xenoxys doesn't seem to be on it. Again, with a little bit of chase of the ambassador there. We were trying to set up for the double walking bug, but just couldn't get close enough due to the character speeds. We're going to request a drink from Toby and probably set up for a delegate.
Yeah, that was also a goofy path into the bar, but it doesn't seem like that's been punished yet so far in this match. And time is ticking down, though, to 25 seconds. We got to fire this off. Or else we're going to risk it running out and not have any ability to finish here. There he goes. We delegated off to Taft, who is a low but we also bug the ambassador as he walks past us, so the purloin isn't even going to matter. It looks like Xenoxys is watching it, but the time's ticking down and no shot is going to come off.
Yeah, that works out very nicely too, because Xenoxys may be waiting for that purloin as the indicator that they need to shoot. Even if they were suspicious of Duke there, they're probably waiting to see the guest list disappear with Taft. So I do like that strategy of getting a mission win while there's kind of a mission win pending via green swap or purloin or something like that, and then finishing anyways. So they're kind of waiting for something that's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's the bug too, was just barely hidden by Irish's body as the ambassador walks past. And it was mid talk animation as well. It was really well done by Pipe Super, actually. Like a different angle, maybe you're dead there for it, but it works out completely.
Yeah, a bit risky to go for because if you rotate the sniper camera like slightly to the right, it's very, very obvious. And really just kind of a slip up by Xeynoxys to not be guarding the Amba there in the last 15 seconds.
All right, so Pipesuper picks up yet another spy win and goes up 4-1 here. Xeynoxys hoping really kind of is in the point where we have to start winning some games, or we risk just this entire match spiraling out of control. So Xeynoxys looking to even up here as spy on Boots in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Wait, I thought she was Buns.
I mean, I think either work. They're still recognizable enough. I don't
There's a
know.
lot of Boots. A lot of people have Boots in this venue.
Yeah, but they all have more obvious names. I don't know.
I
Like,
call her Boots, I'm just saying.
I know there's been people have been going back and forth on it. Like, to me, her most distinguishing feature is like the fact that her dress is off the shoulder, so she's the only character with both shoulders exposed.
Let's
But
call her
that doesn't really
Shoulders.
flow well. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, we're gonna step in here, pick up our first flirt. It's white for 34%.
Yeah, we spent a little bit of time idling at the far right side of the venue where we probably could have added time with enough people at bar and a bit of movement going on, but we elected to kind of play it safe and just wait for our ST to settle in. Heading into bar to request a drink from Toby.
Yeah, there's been a lot of bar traffic here as well, by the way. I think we're probably the 6th or 7th bar visitor, and that's a lot of cover if we decide to just fire off an early delegate. Especially without bar highlights. I'm not sure how on top of the bar or
No,
potential
I think these
purloins.
are bar highlights.
But a lot of characters haven't gotten the highlights for being at bar. So either Pipesuper's just not really paying attention, or is
Are
someone
you
doing
sure?
some... I think so. I
Oh,
could be
wait,
wrong.
there's a highlight onto Seek. It might be bar and statue because he just highlights Seek, or they just highlight Seek, and I also watched them highlight like 3 or 4 people at the bar, so it might be a mix.
Yeah, which is rough as a sniper, unless your memory is real good as far as what each person is highlight for. This could certainly backfire, but let's see how it goes. We finish our second flirt here, 68%, so one more close flirt. Unfortunately, with a drink in hand, we can't do the reverse drive-by bug here as the ambassador walks right behind us. But scoping out the party, suddenly it's quieted down quite a bit.
Yeah, not a ton of movement, but right now I think we have more highlights than we do neutral, or they're close to even. So yeah, this is going to be a bit rough because the highlight really starts to lose its value when there are so many of them.
Yeah, certainly true. We let the purloin go, and as the seduction target bails on us, we're just in this conversation circle for no real purpose. We're gonna gulp the drink, which means that Xeynoxys clearly has something in mind here. I thought maybe a bug of some sort could be the play, but no, we're just gonna go finish up flirt and probably pick up our banana bread here while we're in this conversation with the double agent.
Yeah, we really, really need to start working on missions that are not contact or flirt. Those are pretty easy and pretty given. With a minute and 30, you're going to be pretty hard pressed to get the other missions done. It's going to have to probably be some forced hard tells in the waning last bit of the set here of the round. Probably going to pick up a purloin, or maybe we're going to go for a bug. We're going to head into pick up a purloin.
Yeah, I mean, based on how the party has gone, I honestly don't really hate just a direct purloin and dare the sniper to shoot somebody. Especially with a minute left, like maybe inducing a shot is our best bet here. So I wouldn't hate doing that play.
I don't think it'll induce a shot until contact has gone off, though.
Yeah, that's a good point. And the fact that the double agent bailed on us out of that conversation is really unfortunate, both as far as getting missions done and for inducing a civ shot.
I think delegate, contact, gulp your drink, and go like swap or bug or something is like your only play here.
Yeah, crash bug might be the play. The ambassador sets up there, and we could go for a bug, but it's going to be a wrong arm because
Yeah, we're
of...
thinking about it. There it is.
Oh, we got it, and the pillar was blocking it, so that wasn't visible. So we can fire off this purloin and go pick up a banana bread, and actually that's our path to finishing if we want to. We delegate to Teal. Ambassador walks away.
DA's at bar.
Yep, DA is at bar, which makes things problematic. I think we have to go just gulp swap, right? Yeah, that looks like that's what the plan is.
Yeah, hopefully we actually have time. You've got to rush all of the pickup, and it does induce a shot with the last few seconds. I was wrong. The sniper didn't wait for the banana bread and probably should have.
Yeah, and also, I'm not sure if there would have been overtime there, but yeah, there would have been at least a few seconds of overtime had Pipesuper waited.
Yeah. And that's just something that you'll see that just takes a bit of experience, is having the discipline to, when you see that hard tell go off and you think someone is finishing, to be aware of what time is left on the clock and realize how much you should wait or shouldn't wait based on what overtime would come out to. So, and that can really save you. So if you're looking to improve your sniper gameplay, really kind of learn what to do towards the end of the game as far as overtime, and always know, who your overtime shot is going to be. Like at that 15-second mark, think to yourself, if it hits overtime, who am I going to shoot?
I think something that goes along with that in general is just clock awareness, period. Like, I know a lot of players, even at Diamond, struggle with catching time ads. I certainly do as well. And I think just having more awareness of the clock is an underrated skill as a sniper too.
Yeah, I will say that there's some things I don't want to reveal because I don't want my opponents to listen, but I think it's harder to get away with time ads on bar venues because some snipers are often utilizing the clock to track delegate timers. So it's a little bit riskier to time ad on those venues.
Yeah, that's actually a really good insight, and something that I definitely need to work on myself. But anyway, let's move on here to the next game. We have Pipesuper as general and Queen as seduction target, naturally. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
I'm excited to see how Pipesuper decides to play out the spy game, if they're going to mix it up or if they're going to go for their traditional flirt into early inspect.
Yeah, we reject the drink altogether. We don't even do like a cheesy reject delegate and just walk away right away. But our seduction target is at books and isn't available till they're blocking the pad. So we step into this interesting conversation circle. We walk away. Oh, we get stuck on the sofa there. I'm not sure if it was seen or not, but in any case, no highlight or low light coming off at this point at any rate. And we're going to just walk into this conversation circle far away from the seduction target.
Yeah, and I'm a little worried about pacing thus far. We have no mission progress. We're at 3 minutes and 30 seconds, and our first flirt is now only for 19%. I would say that a timeout is probably in order to try and recover some of this lost time.
Yeah, but that said, Pipesuper has shown no qualms about potentially just rushing mission site to mission site and getting stuff done. So the question is whether they're going to continue sort of playing it slow here, or whether they're going to shift to their normal style and go probably pick up inspects right away. If you're going to, I would say that waiting for the ambassador to leave and picking up this fingerprint as well is probably the way to go, right?
I mean, this particular play right here is something that I would like. You're dead. If you do this, you're gonna get killed for chasing a fingerprint that hard. At this level of gameplay, it's probably not necessary, but again, if you're looking to improve your sniper gameplay, look for people that are going and taking a fingerprint like right after the ambassador sets it there. You've got to let him cook for a bit.
I think that's true, but at the same time, I mean, as you say, even at like the mid to high levels, just prioritizing fingerprint on the spy side can really get you pretty far.
Yeah.
I know there are players even up in gold who have a pretty predictable spy style, but just they get good fingerprints and it wins them a lot of games.
Yeah, fingerprint is a very good mission. You've just got to let it sit for a while so that the sniper, may forget about it.
Yep,
But
and part of that as well is good bugs, and this is a good spot for one right here. We're blocked by the double agent, but this would have been a perfect time for just a wrong arm bug there, as the sniper was kind of at the wrong angle there to catch it. And that would have been the play to go for, I think.
I would be a little bit. I would have liked it better if Taft was the Amba. I would have been a little bit worried if General had gotten the right arm, it would have went through, and left arm may have been seen. But we're gonna pick up our contact in that back right conversation, and we've got good spread out mission progress. So I do like that aspect of this spy round. We've got our 4 missions, progress on all of them, and we're gonna step into the front right statues to finish out our inspect, and then we only need 30% of a flirt and another fingerprint.
Yeah, but look at the laser hovering over to check out the swap. Like, we're being watched really hard here suddenly. And safety off suddenly. Where's the suspect? And you know what? It looks like Xeynoxys is just deciding to take the shot after all.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a big turning point for Xeynoxys. If they're willing to take that shot before a hardtail is shown on just contact, inspect, and flirt the potential missions, I think that's Xeynoxys really starting to tap into Pipesuper's gameplay. That's how, when I'm playing casuals, if I start taking those kind of shots, it's because I'm really picking up that particular spy's strategy and game plan, and kind of like just really tapping into their style, which I have a feeling is what's going to happen right here with Xeynoxys on that kind of shot.
Certainly true, but you could also just say that maybe they're crediting an additional fingerprint they missed and saying they could be done here.
Yeah, very, very true.
All right, so Xeynoxys making a little bit of a comeback here, hopefully, for them at least. 4-2 here on Spy as Green Dress in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And in that same vein that I was just talking about, even if Xeynoxys does pick up on Pipesuper's spy style, they've still got to get some spy wins of their own, and that's just a whole different beast.
Yeah, it's one thing when you're up and you can just win all your sniper games to hold serve and win the match. But if you need to win need to win spy games just to even things up, that can definitely lend some pressure as well. And a lot of players, when they are under pressure on spy side, tend to play slower and more scared, and that's just something that you can't really do. It's really hard to win on spy side unless you are willing to, be aggressive in some way, shape, or form.
Xeynoxys starting out with a white tie mat, I believe it was, at the very front of the venue during the time of chaos. Idles for a moment in the front right conversation, and then chases our ST to pick up a 51% flirt, and is now at the bar with our ST to pick up another flirt to 85%. And let's see if we're going to take a drink.
I would expect we will, because having that delegate in our pocket is never a bad thing. Yeah, we're just going to delegate here. But yeah, Xeynoxys is clearly showing no difficulties with any sort of aggressive play. The time ad gives us a ton of time here. We have our flirt already almost done. So our pacing here is fantastic, and we have so many options for continuing on this game.
And I want to kind of maybe take note of your comment about there's no downside to having delegate in pocket. And of course, that part is true, but there is a downside to taking a drink from Toby. Probably not at this level again, but like, I'll get shot by my opponents for bad sip etiquette, which these players are obviously not looking for, but that is something that you then have to deal with in terms of sipping at the proper times. It does occupy your hand, so you can't get a bug. You're limited on your time to go to books and statues. And I think going to the bar and then rejecting a drink looks pretty AI-like, because why would someone waste their time to go all the way there, request, wait, and then not do anything with it? So there's some value, I think, in rejecting, and some negative aspects of taking a drink if you don't actually plan on purloining.
Yeah, that's a good point as well. We fire off a fake here, and it's not bad, except that there's only one double agent or suspected double agent in the conversation right now.
Very, very unfortunate for Xeynoxys there to get two SDAs both outside of combo.
Also, I want to point out that we picked up a highlight. It wasn't when we were at bar, but only when we stepped into the conversation over there. I'm not sure if it was just a delayed bar highlight or if there was something that Pipesuper just twigged onto as far as our conversation entry or something. I mean, based on the play so far, I doubt that that's the case, but I am curious.
Yeah, I'm not sure what we're doing here. Well, actually, we're chasing down fingerprint, but I thought we were maybe going to delegate, but it doesn't look like we did, and we're going to try and get our double fingerprint finish. We've got 2 minutes left. We're requesting a drink right as the ambassador left to pick up the fingerprint, and then we're hoping to take the briefcase that we're standing over to get that mission fully done. Briefcase might be stolen by Salmon. We're going to grab it before he can, and we've got fingerprint finished.
Yeah, that's a really nice 1-2 burst of mission progress, but the problem is it looks really, really obvious when you do that. And I was going to say, actually, to your point earlier about taking drinks, like, I've certainly fished for lowlights by rejecting a fingerprintable drink before.
Right.
Which is, kind of a fun little play if it works. And Xeynoxys has enough time right now that something like that could work out here. We're down to 1:20. We have banana bread in pocket still. We have a drink in hand with a delegate available that we fired off to Boots here, who's going to slam this book and then go to the bar. No reaction from Pipesuper as the book gets slammed back.
Yeah, that's always fun. Delegating to a character that has a book in hand, they will go to the bookcase, return it immediately, kind of breaking etiquette rules, and then they will go to the bar.
Yeah, but the delegate purloin, or the purloin timer wears off here, so we don't get credit for that mission. And instead, we're down to 45 seconds with the banana bread in pocket. We need to find one more mission here. Taft is in a buggable position if we choose to just walk by and take that bug on the way past.
We're
But
being
other than that,
watched. I can
yeah,
tell.
we are. And other than that, if we don't do that, our only other option is either to go and just do a direct purloin ourselves or a cheeky swap of some sort.
Yeah, Laser really hanging on us. Kane just returned to the briefcase and is meant to be low lit. They were a highlight, and I think that Pipe Super just didn't click it twice fast enough. But Pipe Super showing a lot of patience right now by not shooting any of these people that are going to statue and is waiting for that last hard tell to show. Xeynoxys going to the back right side of the venue to pick up a statue to try and get the swap, misses the pad and gets stuck on the corner and takes the shot for missing said pad. There wasn't even enough time to swap that statue. I was a little concerned when they started to go that direction anyways.
Yeah, and look at as you said, we were clearly just being followed. The laser is following Irish over to that statue, and the shot just comes off.
Yeah, so let's put our score as. Is that like 5-3?
Yeah, I think that's 5-3 Pipe Super. They went 3-1 on their own map pick and then managed to split Modern. So very nice play by Pipe Super on the bigger venues. And now we're heading into their pick of Courtyard, where they could, in theory, seal this up if they can manage to sweep it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about. Well, let's jump into it, and then I'll give my thoughts on Courtyard.
Yeah, of course. We have Pipe Super here on Ponytail again in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
I'm trying to think if Pipe Super's kind of general strategy of that early inspect, how that's going to be affected by the venue of Courtyard, because on Courtyard, I think that actually hides Pipe Super strategy because it's very common for early statue visits by the AI, as we can see right now. So I think that this venue will probably give Pipe Super a little bit more cover.
Yeah, that's a good point. As Pipe Super definitely has been prioritizing statues here, and we already have 3 statue highlights early on here. We're going to pick up Flirts instead of doing any sort of statue plays. And it would be interesting if Pipe Super goes against type and waits until late to do statues, or even goes for a statueless game. I mean, a statueless game on Courtyard especially can be really, really powerful, since that's sort of what everybody expects.
Yeah, it's great when it happens. You just have to get pretty lucky with fingerprints, because to go statueless, it means you have to usually get 2 fingerprints and not from statues. So that can be kind of hard, though. Definitely possible, especially if you just want to request a drink after the Amba takes one.
Yeah, I mean, definitely no complaints if that happens, but we're just going to go prioritize finishing up this Flirt first instead. And it looks like Sari is being followed, especially as she approaches the ambassador here. She went to statues, had it blocked, and then went and finished immediately by going statue to statue or close to it. So it looks like she is the prime suspect here. And as the banana bread comes off, she is in a conversation circle with a SDA as well. We get low lit.
Yeah, we BB split into watch check to pick up the low light, but Xeynoxys thinks better of it and it readjusts and is now going to be highlighting us for going to statue. And all of this timing does look suspicious. So hopefully Xeynoxys is reading into that split.
Yeah, I mean, that was a very spy-like play, right? The split into just a sort of, oh, here I am innocently checking my watch, and then going right into statues.
I do like this play by Pipe Super to enter conversation with the ambassador way too far away to bug, and we're thus just kind of doing some active idling, which I think we have a little bit of time to do. Flirt should be easy enough to finish up, and then we've got to figure out our 4th mission, which probably too late for fingerprint, so it's going to be swap or purloin unless we can find a way to get a bug.
I mean, I would put my money on Purloin just based on how these players or how Pipe Super has played thus far. But first, we have to finish our Flirt either way. We walk over here and we're going to request. Yeah, so Purloin is the plan. We're going to Purloin, hope for a green, and then come back and finish up this Flirt and hope that that's good enough.
And we're going to watch check while Tubby was offering to us. It's going to be a white Purloin on screen. Xeynoxys probably replaying the fate in their mind, realizes it's white, and takes the shot onto Pipe Super.
Yep, really good patience by Xeynoxys, just waiting for the party to sort itself out. And one of the things about Courtyard is that as long as you're sure about mission counting, it's one of the best venues for mission counting and working on that skill. So Xeynoxys, aware that nobody's finished fingerprints, can really just camp out the hardtail and does so. All right, So Xeynoxys picks up a much-needed win here, bringing it to 5-4, and now they're going to try and pick up another win here on Spy side as general in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, Courtyard, I think a lot of people consider to be very sniper favored because it's pretty easy to just kind of camp and look for that fourth mission. Most spies are going to be getting contact, seduce, and inspect, and then their fourth mission. Purloin is kind of bad on this venue, so it's pretty hard to get away with. Swap, you can obviously just watch for. There's only 4 statues, which means that the sniper should be spending a lot of their time watching the ambassador and ensuring that nobody gets a bug.
But with that said, I think the stats for the season are surprisingly even. I think it's pretty close to 50-50 as far as
Yep.
Spy and Sniper wins on Courtyard. So I don't know if that's more just new players playing Courtyard who aren't familiar, but I think even in Diamond, it's like pretty close. We pick up a fingerprint with this briefcase, by the way.
Yeah, I think a lot of us just have a tendency to think that Courtyard is very sniper favored, and I myself usually fall into that category. But as you play it more, you start to see that opportunities do open up on Spy, and it's a lot closer than one might think. I think there's still a fingerprint available on the drink, which we could go for. I'm surprised we didn't actually get it in the first place.
Well, that would certainly at least smudged it. We're going to pick up another flirt here in the meantime, though. And worth noting with that green time out early on, that's the second time, I think, in a row that Xeynoxys has just early time added. And we pick up no suspicion for it this time around. We pick up a drink here, no print on it. Maybe that might have been like a speculative one looking for that print, but Ambassador's leaving one on the statue instead. So we could just pick up print inspect and get 2 missions done right away.
Yeah, I think Boots got the first fingerprint, and Disney may have gotten the smudged one. And then with Disney getting that briefcase, Pipesuper could be considering Disney done with fingerprints.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, I don't see us paying a huge amount of attention to Disney, but there we go. The laser swings over. It's keeping Disney in view, if nothing else. That fingerprint is still cooking on the statue as well. If Xeynoxys wants to, get this flirt and then knock out those missions both at once, and then dare the sniper to shoot. I think that's probably should be the play here, right?
Yeah, I don't agree with taking the drink because, yeah, that's our clear path to victory is that statue there on the right side. You can get inspect fingerprint and put yourself in mission win countdown. So taking that drink means we're going to be stuck here for quite a while unless we decide to gulp or break a bunch of etiquette, which they've shown a proclivity to do with the drinks anyways. So maybe we can shave some time off by just sipping it a bunch.
Yeah.
We're going to elect to gulp.
Yeah, and this fingerprint has been cooking for a while, so it might be less visible. This is going to take us into mission win countdown, as you said, with a minute left. Thanks in part to that time out early on. But I would doubt that we're going to get shot here for this, to be honest.
Same. I think that this is going to be a mission win.
Here's the real question. Do you clank for BM?
No. There's only a few players. If it's like someone that I am friends with or I want to make laugh, then I would clank. But if it's just a random SCL match, I probably wouldn't do that.
You're not going to swap clank at the end to assert dominance?
No.
All right. Well, Xeynoxys asserts dominance by bringing it back to a tie game here. After being down for pretty much this entire set, it's back to 5-5, heading into ballroom for all the marbles.
Yeah, Softail finish very strong because it means that the sniper has to be extremely on top of fingerprint, extremely on top of mission counting. So could be something that Xeynoxys picks up on and says, okay, as we head into another venue where I only need 4 missions, maybe my path to victory again can be contact, seduce, inspect, and fingerprint.
Maybe, and it'll be interesting to see as well if Pipesuper continues the early statue trend or decides to go in a different direction.
Mm-hmm.
But Pipesuper is now the spy as rocker in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, again, just to kind of mention as we did before, I think this is a great draft and this is a great set of venues for them to play. Unfortunately, Pipesuper goes for the early, overly ambitious, I think tried to bug twice, and Xeynoxys spots it.
Yeah, 2 attempts at the Chaos Bug. Once double walking, once standing there, and the arm just goes out and waves at the sniper saying, "Hi, here I am. Shoot me, please." And Xeynoxys obliges. So Xeynoxys brings it back. I think that's 3 in a row to pick up one of these marbles from this match.
Yeah, as spy, be very, very cautious of going for a bug when you're perpendicular to the sniper's camera because your arm just sticks out and it's just very obvious.
Okay. Well, Pipesuper now needs to win it as sniper to pick up the tie from this. Xeynoxys hoping to stop that from happening as playing Twin in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, this is Xeynoxys' opportunity to really close this out.
Look at this. We've time added, I think, 2 in a row, and this is the 3rd one. Clearly, we've decided that Pipesuper is not going to catch these, and so far we haven't been punished, and it looks like we're not being punished again. We're going to go step in for a flirt on the back of that time ad.
Yeah, very impressive by Xeynoxys to pick up on these things. SpyParty, largely in part, is playing your opponent, not just playing the game. And a part of playing your opponent is learning what they're good at watching and what they're not good at watching. And as you start to figure out the things that they're not good at, whether it be time ads or checking fingerprints or purloin or something like that, keep abusing it until they prove that they're going to stop you for it. So Xeynoxys really keying into that. And again, like you said, gets another time ad.
Yeah, I think it's really easy to fall into the trap of saying, well, I've done this twice in a row. They're going to catch me if I do it a 3rd time. But on the other hand, if they haven't caught you yet, there's really no reason to stop doing it until they prove that you are, in fact, going to get punished for doing it, right?
Yeah, do it again. Just switch up the timing. If you're doing it at the very beginning of the game every time, maybe do it 30 seconds in or whatever. But the general, the general thing that they're not catching, it just means they're not good at watching whatever that thing is. So just switch up your timing of when you're doing it in the game.
Yeah, we're taking advantage of that time ad to pick up a timer flirt here, up to 85% as we step in here next to the ambassador. But we have a drink in hand, so no sort of standing bug shenanigans are going to happen right now. And I think we're close enough that we're going to force the ambassador away. Yeah, unfortunately, we don't get the opportunity to take a bug here standing next to him, but we have the drink gone now. Our selection target is picking up a print with the briefcase. I'm not sure what the plan is. The double agent is wandering around. We can't know that we have the SDA in their conversation, of course. But the ambassador's in the bugwell position here as well.
Yeah, that's the decent spot for a bug. You can kind of walk across the front side of the venue on their right side and pick up a bug, which is actually pretty hard to see just due to the angle. But I saw that briefcase near the statue. So is there possibly a fingerprint on one of these statues here that we're waiting for?
I think there very well might be, but it looks like we're going to go for this briefcase instead. Yep, we're definitely prioritizing prints, and the ambassador's leaving another set of prints on the blue bookshelves. So this is certainly a path to getting this mission complete for sure. We talked about Xeynoxys potentially realizing that Pipesuper doesn't track fingerprints well, and it looks like they're deciding to prioritize that for here as well.
Yeah, again, Xeynoxys just really keying into their opponent's weakness. So I really like that. And it's, they're starting to pull ahead, obviously, with it being, what is it, 6-4? It's 6-5.
Yeah. The ambassador again is in the buggable position here at the back of this conversation, and I would really like to see us go for some sort of bugs right now because it feels like we would be pretty free, especially with the sniper angle. That was actually pretty visible, the wrong arm sticking out a little bit, but I don't think it was seen. I think we're okay.
Yeah, very gutsy play considering we have a fingerprint and we could just be trying to get a soft tail finish. And Kane getting safety off toggle. And I think that was that statue earlier that had the fingerprint. So Pipesuper maybe at this point prioritizing fingerprints and doesn't like Kane for picking up a partial inspect and fingerprint there, if I'm correct on that.
We've purloined though, and I don't think it's been looked at yet. Like, now it's seen with Kane taking the drink now, but we just got away with that cleanly. Now the safety's off on the other twin, following him around as he walks away, and I think Twins might get shot here at windows for the purloin. He has a drink in hand. We don't have a drink in hand. I don't know if this is a case of mistaken identity or what, but it looks like Twin is taking all of the heat for us.
Yeah, and we gulped and got rid of that drink very quickly while the sniper was distracted. Pipesuper ready to shoot on Blink Twin, trying to line up the shot, but holds it after about 10 seconds has passed anyways. Now that Twin is not possibly the spy, as they're outside of conversation for the BB. We split and we start kind of moving around in the back of the conversation, and that's going to be a mission win for Xeynoxys.
Yeah, I don't know if Pipesuper was waiting for overtime there or was just thoroughly confused. But either way, no shot comes off, and Xeynoxys gets away with a statueless game, as we talked about, off the back of that bug.
Yeah, and that's going to be the win, 7-5. Great comeback by Xeynoxys.
Very nice. Yeah, that's some impressive mental fortitude, especially for a player with potentially some of that pressure from being the favorite. So really nice job by Xeynoxys, but good play by Pipesuper as well, keeping it close and really taking an early lead 4-1 as well.
Yeah, Pipesuper did very well, considering the standings and everything like that. So impressive gameplay from both, and yeah, it was really cool to see Xeynoxys pick up on some of Pipesuper's weaknesses and abuse it.